Nearly 150 truck drivers have been arrested by DHS as part of a crackdown in Indiana on truckers here illegally. And NewsNation's Alex Caprariello has been following this story. He's live in Gary today. In addition to those arrests, I know you've learned about a fatal accident involving a car haul driver, right? So bring us up to speed.
Yeah, it's a tough news to report considering this is just another tragedy that's happening on American highways. The reason that we continue to bring this up is because it's highly relevant to where our world and our nation stands right now, because this crash involved another immigrant behind the wheel, this one operating a big rig, specifically a car hauler. Let's take a look at some of the video from this accident, because it really is a nasty pileup that happened here in Indiana involving multiple vehicles stopping traffic for miles. We don't know exactly what was the reason behind this crash. What we do know is that one of the drivers operating that car hauler, which of course requires a CDL license, was operated by a man by the name of Goderzi Gujabidze. It's unclear at this time, Connell, what his country of origin is, but NewsNation is told that Gujabidze is currently in ICE custody. This crash also involving a Humvee carrying 4 National Guardsmen. That includes 23-year-old Terry Fry. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Illegal truck drivers continues to be top of mind for all, but particularly our government leaders who are attempting to crack down on this issue. We have Indiana Senator Jim Banks writing on X, National Guardsman Terry Fry should still be alive, and that he fully supports President Trump's mission to deport everyone here illegally so we can prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again. Gujabidze, the other 3 National Guardsmen, and then a separate driver, this one an American woman, they were all treated for their injuries. Gujabidze, I should mention once more, is now in ICE custody. He's fully cooperating. He is using a translator to talk about what exactly happened.
Okay, so you're out there on the road. Are you talking to drivers about this?
Yeah, that was the reason we came out here to Indiana. It wasn't just specifically this crash, but also other incidents. We are still seeing DHS and other law enforcement entities make arrests when it comes to this crackdown on illegal immigrants operating commercial big rigs and 18-wheelers and boxcars. Obviously, this is a major emphasis for our Department of Homeland Security. And so I came out here to talk to truck drivers and ask them, what exactly are you seeing on the highways? Does it feel safe to you? Is there a concern for the American public that are operating on these roadways that travel across all 50 of our states? And I'm constantly surprised that most of them, Connell, will say that they feel as if it is dangerous on the roads, and they point out some examples that you and I are both familiar with, many examples that I've covered extensively on NewsNation. The truck crash that happened in San Bernardino in California, that killed 3. The other one that happened in Florida, also at the hands of an illegal immigrant who had a CDL license and was operating throughout the country. That one also killed 3. So speaking to these truck drivers, I asked them their opinion. Here's what they told me.
It clearly states in the law you must be able to read and understand English. But we have these drivers out here that can't, and they're causing, as you know by watching the news, catastrophes.
Everybody's saying that foreign drivers are not the ones that are well trained, but I also ran into Americans that are like totally illiterate, and they try to get into this, and they can't hardly read or speak English, and they can't drive.
Yeah, so you heard that perspective from that second driver. It's not just illegal immigrants, but also some American drivers who maybe are getting sped up through that training system, maybe can't even read or write in English, and they're having trouble operating these roads too. So it is really a massive problem. Another thing that I hear from other truck drivers I spoke to, they say that this all has to do with trucking legislation that was passed by our federal government decades ago, and that really hasn't been reworked or rewritten since then. So outdated laws, outdated systems, a sped through process that a lot of these CDL license holders are going through to get on the roads just to sort of crank out more and more truck drivers. That being said, we are seeing Secretary Duffy try to put a mandate and try to crack down on this, not just DHS, but also our Department of Transportation, asking every governor of every state to take a good hard look at the CDL holders within their states and revoke the licenses of the people that don't actually have the qualifications to do so. And we are seeing that happen in effect. I know just recently, Governor Gavin Newsom in California revoked more than 17,000 CDL license holders.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.